So you said you're upgrading the RV. You're getting another one in there?
We are. We are.
Will anyone else be invited in besides the quarterback?
We'll find out if anybody qualifies.
When's the upgrade arrive?
Should be soon. You guys will see it.
Why upgrade?
Mid-Ohio racetrack. Everybody rented out the other RVs, so we had to deal with what we could take at the time. So we'll get the upgrade when it's available.
Drew Stanton said he told you, he thinks you didn't think he was serious at first. Just what was your reaction? Did you get on it right away, and you think it's a good idea?
I definitely didn't get on it right away because he told me in the middle of OTAs. It's a place you can get away. Since you're up here all day, you do get one break right now between the walkthrough and practice. So you got to be able to kind of relax a little bit, unwind before practice. Whether it's looking at your scripts and doing all of that over again, just getting your mind right. You can do that in the locker room. You can do it in the players' lounge. They have a kind of a sleeping area for players, and we just decided to make a little fun of it and have something for us.
Hugh Jackson said yesterday that you've exceeded his expectations and the organization's expectations. Where do you, how does that comment roll off of you, and where do you stand relative to your own expectations?
That's exciting to hear, but that does not mean I'm satisfied. I always say that I set my own expectations, set my own standard, and I have to live up to that. And I'm not done working. That's definitely not. We're going into day 5 of practice. I'm still working. Got a lot of progress to make, and so if I can get a little bit better each day, then I'm doing something right.
You feel you're stacking good days after good days? At minicamp, you were a little not.
Yeah, consistency is definitely key, and that's what I'm trying to make sure I'm doing. So, like I said, trying to get better, a little bit better each day, whether it's focusing on taking care of the ball or protections. You have over 20 days of training camp, so Drew gave me a little piece of advice. Focus on a couple things each day and try and take care of that, so you're really working on and getting better at the little details, and so that's what I'm trying to do.
What are the couple things that you're focused on today?
Continue to take care of the ball. That's one that just happens every day, and I think continuing to be in tune with the protections, getting the ball out quick, that's going to help. You talk about being a rookie, it's being able to get by at first, and then you start to learn and grow in the game. So right now that's making sure I know the protections and we're all on the same page, and then I can go from there.
Is the speed with which you're getting rid of the ball, it's evident, is that a reflection of what you talked about coming in, about feeling more comfortable in the offense?
A little bit, but I've always tried to get the ball out of my hands quickly. That takes care of your offensive line, that puts the ball in your playmakers' hands. That's just good for the offense. That's the point of playing quarterback, is to get it in their hands.
As you continue to close a gap with an older player, what besides Tyrod's experience does he have on you? What else do you feel you need to work for? What do you have on you?
I wouldn't say that we're closing a gap. We're trying to get everybody else better on this team right now. We're trying to make the whole offense in tune. Like I talk about the little details with my stuff, it goes for everybody, being on the same page. And so it's not about that right now. It's about the Cleveland Browns in the 2018 season. We're trying to push to be a whole lot better than it's been here in the past, and that's our goal.
Every time I look out there, there's Rashad is helping you make a play. You've got Damian making plays for you, Tamari Scott. What can you say about all these guys that have really stepped up and helped you look good throughout this camp so far?
Yeah, it's like I talked about last time I was out here with you guys. We expect a next man up mentality. We expect the guys that we put out there to do their job and make those plays. And right now we're gaining trust with them, getting on the same page. I keep reiterating, but that's very important. And so it's exciting to see those guys put the pieces together. Now it's about consistency and making sure we're doing that each day. You don't want a roller coaster team where you show how good you can be and then you don't always live up to that standard. You need to be up to that each day, and that's what we're trying to do.
What about Rashard in particular? Rashard seems like he's really flashing out there, and you
Yeah.
two seem to have a really good chemistry going.
He's a guy that you see when he has the ball in his hands, he looks really natural. He's just a ball player. He's a fun guy to be around, positive, energetic. So that's I seem to always kind of gravitate towards guys like that. And he's just one of those guys. And when he's making plays, it's a mutual relationship.
He says you're always joking with him. He says you always have a joke for him.
Got to keep it light. If you're too entrenched in the work to enjoy it, then it's not very fun. And there he is right now. What's up, Babo?
You said during minicamp something along the lines of, if you can't get along with your Stanton, there's something wrong with you. What makes him so personable?
Drew, I like to think I'm very relatable to a lot of people, able to get along easily. Drew is 10 times that. There's a reason he's been doing this for a long time, and it's not just because of how smart he is and he's talented, but he's able to understand where people come from and able to have conversations, take a guy off to the side and give him tips of advice. He makes it easy to be around. That's enjoyable. When you have a guy like that, they told me they were bringing him in here to help out the quarterbacks, and it wasn't just the quarterbacks. He's helping out the whole team, and that's so exciting to see you have a veteran like that.
You mentioned a couple times the focus to not turn the ball over, to take care of the ball. I haven't seen you throw a pick out here yet, and your numbers in Oklahoma were good in that regard. Tyrod's got the same reputation. How much time in meeting rooms or when you guys are together do you talk about the importance of not turning it over and how you do that?
That's kind of the number one rule of playing quarterback. You take care of the ball, you put your team in a good position to win. So that's the main emphasis for us, is winning. So, and when you take care of the ball, that's just one thing that happens. And so there's no necessary time in meetings to talk about it. It's just an understood thing that you need to do.
Going back to this RV thing, is it at all painful when the bill comes in?
We'll see.
Baker, are you familiar at all with Tim Couch? Have you sat down with him and realized he was running the air raid offense 20 years ago? Have you guys talked at all about the transition or anything?
I have not.
He pointed to a play a couple days ago. You guys are in a goal line period, and you threw a touchdown. But he said that he was really impressed because he thought you could have, gotten flushed out to the right. And sometimes you tend to do that, but you stuck in and threw it, and he was impressed. How much emphasis is there on that from your perspective, and has that kind of been something that you felt more comfortable doing as these practices have gone on?
Yeah, that's kind of going back to where I was in OTAs, talking about knowing the offense, understanding what we want to get done. I would have kind of a general grasp of the plays and the concept, where I'd go through one read, maybe two, and then if he wasn't open, it was kind of like an oh crap moment and flustered and get out. But now I'm trying to put those pieces together to where I go through those reads, I'm settled in the pocket, I trust my protections, I'm trusting my guys to get to where they're supposed to be. So that's the difference that I'm seeing in myself watching the film from now and then comparing to OTAs. And that's the progress I wanted to make, so I want to continue to do that and continue to get more comfortable.
Baker, not every rookie walks into a situation where the other quarterbacks in the quarterback room welcome you with open arms, and you get to hang out in an RV with them, and you're laughing and joking and things like that. Do you either realize how fortunate you are to have those guys, or what is that like, and how is it going with the three of you all together?
It's a great quarterback room to be in. Like you said, it's not very common to have one like that. We have a mutual goal, a common goal within us, so that makes it a lot easier. But yeah, I've been blessed to be in this situation, and the staff, management, ownership, they've said that since the beginning. From the first day I got here after the draft, they said you're coming into a great quarterback room. Coach Zampese said that, Coach Haley said that, and that just shows the type of guys that Tyrod and Drew are. Not the type of players, but the type of men they are, and that says a lot. And that shows a lot about what we're trying to do here. We're trying to create the right mindset, build this franchise around the right people, and set the standard.
And what did it show that Tyrod brought you guys all out to USC? You guys worked together, and I think some of it was to support you with the SBs and things like that. What did that say to you?
I wouldn't say that Tyrod went out to support me at the ESPYs, but no, I was out there, but Tyrod doing all of that shows how much of a team guy he is. And then getting everybody out there, that shows that everybody's starting to get on the same page. We're getting that goal-oriented mindset, so that's exciting to see.
You've been a Brown since April now, so that's a while now. But now you have a game coming up in a week and a few days. Does that make a sense of urgency for you?
Absolutely. You know, Coach Zampese and I talk about it all the time. There's a timetable. I got to be ready for when your time comes. And so right now, yeah, I have the Giants circled on the calendar, but at the same time, I'm still having that mindset of one day at a time. I'm not looking ahead towards that game. I'm trying to work on getting our stuff down and get better each day.
You know there's going to be hype with everything you do. It's the number one pick, always has that. And then you did the series before the draft, and now the Fox thing is going on. How do you balance it all? How do you avoid the hype?
That's all of that was filmed before, so excuse me. Hello. They're just now airing it. You can't worry about the outside noise. That's what I mean by when I say I set my own standard. It doesn't matter what anybody else says, good or bad. You got to believe in yourself, and you also have to keep pushing yourself. So when it comes down to it, none of that other stuff matters. I still got to play ball.
But then you talk about the chip on your shoulder and how it's a boulder. So you take some of that negative criticism, right, and use that. I'm curious when that started. Was it before the not getting the scholarship offers you wanted? Did you always kind of have that chip, and where do you think it came from?
Growing up when I was kind of a smaller kid, I think also growing up in a very competitive family helped too, trying to win in anything. So there was a lot of things that influenced that, but you know, you talk about negative criticism, that's not what I base it off of. That helps, yeah, that helps you drive some certain things. Anybody, when you get told you can't do something, you're going to be motivated to prove them wrong, but my whole life I've been able to have some internal motivation, internal burning desire to get better and want to win, so that helps.
Hey, Baker, is there
Just a couple more.
Baker, Baker's an unusual name. Is there a history behind that, why your parents chose the name Baker?
Yeah, this is a good story. So my dad played with two brothers named Bill and Baker Montgomery, and so that was a name that they had known, and my mom loved it. My dad didn't necessarily want to name me that because he had played with him, and my mom was in labor, and my dad's going through the sports page trying to come up with a name, and she kept saying Baker. She wanted Baker, wanted the name Baker, and my dad said, fine, if you're going to name him Baker, the middle name's going to be Reagan after Ronald Reagan. And my mom said, fine, deal. And that was that. But the funny thing is, Baker Montgomery is one of the biggest University of Texas fans in the world, so it doesn't make much sense.
A couple people have mentioned how Drew has a bit of a comedic side to him. Does anything stand out from jokes you made in the quarterback room around the field?
No, I think that goes along with saying how relatable he is, and he's authentic, very genuine. But having that, he understands people, he can see their sense of humor, so whether it's kind of just a low jab here every once in a while, and that's what I say, you know, the RV or whatever you want to talk about, lightening the mood, it's about making it enjoyable. And Drew knows when to flip that switch on, that's why he's been in the league for so long, but he's a fun guy to be around.
Did you think he was joking about that at first?
In the meeting room when he first said it, yes, and then I asked him if he was serious and realized it. He was dead serious.
What are the other rookie regulations? He said that was just one of them.
Drew just has a list of commandments, but I think if I abide by them, I might play as long as he is, so we'll stick to it.
We keep asking who's allowed in the RV. Are you guys letting Hard Knocks in there?
No.
Good trial. How are you getting away with that?
Privacy of my own home, mobile home.
Yeah,
Last one.
You're working with new receivers, and you and Higgins said you and he eat lunch together every day, so you're getting to know him in somewhat. On the field, though, as you learn a completely new receiver to you, what are you seeing out of Hollywood?
An explosive guy. I said earlier, he's very natural when he has the ball in his hands, and so talking about doing my job, that's getting the ball in his hands so he can do what he's best at. So he's explosive. He's learning more about this system and how to run these routes, and that's what this whole training camp is about, is learning how we want to execute it. You can have the drawings of the routes and the plays, but the little tips and things of your craft you can learn and work on. That's what I'm saying is he's really trying to work on that. To be detailed is what it takes to be great in this league, and he's trying to work on that right now.